But going into Oregon State this year, look, there's no lie that them and Washington State are kind of married at this point, no matter what the future of the Pac-12 is. Like, even this season in the last Pac-2 situation, one team had a pretty decent, okay season last year. One team did not, but they almost flipped the script really hard, as this year they are returning a coach. The other team is not. But Oregon State last year, 5-7. I think one of the real glaring things is 1-4 on the road. I try to take the Oregon game out of my brain.
Sure.
Because that's
holistically different.
Apples and oranges at this point, unfortunately. But, after the first year of Trent Bray going to year 2, is there anything to build off of last year? I mean, you have stability at the head coach.
Yeah, you brought some guys back in the coaching ranks. Hankerson is a solid running back. They went out in the transfer portal and they got another big ass dude at quarterback, going from DJ to Malik Murphy. And I think Malik's going to probably surprise some people. I don't think he's going to be a sleeper Heisman or anything like that, but he's a big dude who's a serious athlete with a big ass arm.
I would feel really good about this, and it's something I'll ask Ryan Clark too about NIL and stuff. To get back-to-back years of pretty solid quarterback transfers, that's got to feel good for your program.
It's at least something, right? The problem is with Oregon State, and I heard Sprague talking about this the other day. Their prize offensive weapon outside of Hankerson in Clemens is in a boot on a scooter.
Yeah, that's going to be really challenging. I think you hope we'll get to the wide receiver room here in a second, but sticking with Malik Murphy, I think you hope that the Duke transfer gives you that experience and kind of helps bring up that receiving room just in general, just having some poise, some experience, some, I don't know, being a big dude and kind of somebody back there. Because look, quarterback play last year was not good. Not good at all. I mean, some of you can look at bad teams and they can still have some consistency at quarterback play. Let's take Tyler Shuck, for example, right? 4 different teams. I mean, he wasn't terrible everywhere he went. He just always felt like he was more than he felt like he was hyped more than he actually was.
Well, it's because he's an enormous quarterback with a big, if you're building a quarterback in a lab, it's going to look like Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
That's just how that goes. And I think, honestly, you could say the same about Malik Murphy. I mean, Malik's a monster.
He's a big kid.
Big old dude. And, for Oregon State, for them to be able, and, yes, Malik has his flaws, and yes, DJ had his flaws, but, you're getting guys that aren't, you're getting guys that were, high-level recruits that have some stuff that, if you're smart and you use some ingenuity and you try to maximize those guys, you can do well with them, which is unfortunate in the sense that Smith left, and you know why he left, and it makes all the sense in the world. It sucks.
Hey, in comparison to their brother at Wazoo, look, we all thought Dicker was going to hang around, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, and he didn't. We all know why.
And I don't blame them.
I don't either.
I don't, and it sucks. And I know Oregon State
Jonathan
guys,
Smith hurts because it's Oregon State.
It's your guy.
Right.
And I thought if anyone was going to stay, it was going to be him, but he just saw the writing on the wall, and it's not a black and white thing. And I know for Oregon State fans, it probably is.
Mm-hmm.
He betrayed us. He was one of our own. He didn't, and I get it. And I'm not mad at you for thinking that way. But I look at this program. I think Smith's a really good coach. I genuinely do. And everybody's like, I hope he fails Michigan State and blah blah blah. But I thought that what he was building at Oregon State was building towards something, and it would have been nice to see him be able to push through this. And, because I think he's really good at maximizing and developing guys, and that's kind of what Oregon State has been, no matter what coach has been there.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the Riley years. You look at Oregon State is not this incredibly illustrious program, but look at for where they're kind of perceived, and then look at the guys they've put in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true. And I think I think that's a great point. And losing and not having Clemens makes that really difficult in terms of in terms of stuff like that. But to my point of having 2 quarterbacks over the last 3 years transfer in and be stabilizers, that's where Murphy comes in. I'll be really interested in see Trent Bray in year 2, getting back to this coaching stuff. I know it's only his second year, and I know expectations at Oregon State have kind of faltered a little bit due to the current landscape. Nothing that they have done wrong, but just kind of the current landscape. This, I feel a little make or break with Trent Bray because they started off really strong last year, minus the Oregon game. Again, I don't really want to kill him for that. But once that Nevada game hit, the wheels really fell off. Really bad quarterback play. Can't win on the road. You beat Wazoo, which is probably, the big game of the year. But if that game was in Pullman, do you win that game? I don't know if they do. And I think that game was 41-38, something like that. So this is a big year, I think, for Bray. I mean, I don't think he's getting fired by any means unless you go, one win, 2 wins. But I'd like to see his hands-on approach a little more, right? He's taking over the defense. I'd like to see what that shapes because I think the defense might be the strong point of that team this year.
Yeah, I mesome they've got a couple guys. Nico Taylor's out there, probably the most identifiable defensive player. They've got a couple guys as far as like I want to call them gadget, but I'll use gadget players in the sense of like a Card, who's just a shifty little guy who can make some plays. And it's Oregon State has always been about the sum of its parts and not the individual. That's always been the MO of them. It's just the problem now is the sum of its parts. The gears don't probably match up as well as they used to because where they used to make their hay was that they would go find a 2 or a 3-star lineman and turn them into an NFL player.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, can they continue to do those to find the skinny high school kid that has the big frame that
hasn't quite filled out
and
yet.
all of a sudden like really work with them and figure that out. And like that's what Oregon State has always done. Yeah, occasionally they would get an in-state guy like what's his name, Musgrave. It was unfortunate that he got dinged up in his couple years at Oregon State because he's a hell of a player when he was healthy, but like you can't count on those. You have to count on finding those diamonds in the rough and developing them. And in this era, that's becoming harder and harder because if you develop them, they leave.
Right. Yeah, that's just the nature of the beast right now.